Well, in my career of around 22 years in different companies, there are lots of. There is basically one thing more important than in entire material flow from the start. Actually, I've been associated with most of the manufacturing companies. All of the company which I had worked for is usually manufacturing the goods, and then they are being further distributed and sold out to the market. For the material management, we can start from the plan. Plan. What is our plan for the production? So, for the plan of production, we have so many challenges like where to source the material from, and what are the market demands, and how we convert those demands to the production planning, and how we can achieve our KPIs for the production, and how we can source the material from different vendors, and how we pre-qualify the vendors, and they have to maintain the quality compliance in a very stringent way. They have because usually if I talk about the multinationals like the GSK, Abbott, and these sort of companies,
Hmm.
they have to maintain the quality standard as per the standard defined by the WHO. Usually they have the quality standard they have to maintain. They have to maintain their storage conditions. They have their temperature monitors, and they have to log those all temperature monitors. At the temperature for their products and humidity control of their products. So they have to manage and monitor all these things. So you can say in the pharma industry, they are very stringent. You can say the SOPs and compliance, and they have to follow. But if you talk about the electronic industry, they have a very different pattern. I can say they maybe they don't have very stringent housekeeping and these or the temperature control and humidity control conditions as in the pharma. So, but overall, if you are working in the FMCG or a distribution industry or electronics or automotive or pharma and whatever, but overall supply chain process is always the same in every industry. Like you have the warehouse, you have to follow you have the warehouse management system, and you have the like the storage bins, like the same way you have to maintain the housekeeping, as well as you have to manage the workflows, as well as the teams, and you have the team management, you have the network and everything. So it would all are the same, but definitely on the distribution industry the process is different, and in the manufacturing industry the process is different, and in the retail sector the process is different. So but overall the resources management and overall the process from the inception of receiving the goods and their distribution and their storage and everything, it would like almost like the same in all of those
Similar.
industries.
Hmm.
Yeah, or yes, similar you can say.
Hmm. Understood. Understood. Okay. Yeah, you've mentioned a lot on the processes. Thank you for that. That gave me a very good pictures based on your experience, what you saw. If we talk about SAP, since I know you were present for a couple of implementations, I was curious to see as to across different implementations that you've seen, what's the pattern?
And you have the bin matrix. You have a very different. You have to maintain or design a different layout of the warehouse according to the WMS bin structure mechanism, and you have to define that in the SAP also. The most challenging thing is which I have found while implementing this system, that the people are using the inventory module when when there is a transition from the process from the inventory module, the warehouse management system. You have to make a concept to the people that what is the storage bin, how you do a picking, what is the barcode, and how you are making the barcode labels, how you put the labels, what is the pallet ID, or what is the license plate, and these sort of things. So you have to train all these things to people, and definitely on in start you have a lot of challenges for the understanding of the people for these all processes, because
Mhm.
now because if in a conventional system of inventory module, you are just using your laptop to transfer the inventory from one location to another location. It's just like something very different. But once you have RF gun with you, like the RFID guns with you,
RFID, yeah.
then yes, yeah, yeah, then you have a very different things to follow. Like you have to scan, you have to use the software in the RFID gun, and you know how to use that system, where to scan. Like in SAP warehouse management system, you have the transfer requirement. First, you make the transfer requirement, then you convert that transfer requirement to the transfer order. So you have to tell them that yes, this is the transfer requirement, and now you are converting this the transfer requirement to the transfer order. That how you select the batches, what you have to see during the conversion, and once you have the transfer order, the picking list, how you scan the barcode of the transfer order, then you have the picking mechanism. You have to pick the pallet from the different storage bins. So you have to tell them all. But one thing what I have noticed, the lead time of picking and put away really you can say is a very drastic change, because
Mm-hmm.
uh, because in the conventional inventory module, usually the warehouse guy is starting to search the pallet all over the warehouse. Like you have the 5,000 pallet capacity of the warehouse, and you're searching all over the warehouse that where the badge you have put that badge, and what is the where you have put that product. Oh, this is something like very time consuming thing. Sometime you have to go to the top on the shelves to see that what the products over there, because you don't know what's over there. So
Mm-hmm.
when we have implemented that warehouse management system, the people they know that where they have is how he trains his people, and how he maintain the environment, how he makes the hierarchies, and all these things are being with the leader. Leadership is, I think, the most important and very important to the organization also, because the entire organization or the entire area depends upon how the leader drives the whole way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I completely agree with you. No, that's really good on the leadership, especially. Yeah, I've noticed that a lot of times that completely agree with you that people look out to the higher ups, that they need to provide a proper plan to teach the middle management, the actual floor operators, and they seem to have a very bad connection between each other where they can't really communicate really well. So the communication becomes a big issue there. And then at the end of the day, the new system is there, but people on the floor, they're not using it because they just don't see any benefit to it, you know? So,
Yes. But
yeah.
but the most important thing is always about the leadership, because
Mhm.
the middle management is also looking to the leader, that how he leads his people in a way to achieve the company objective.
Mhm.
So if you are a warehouse manager, if you're a supply chain manager or a production manager, the team all around you is being guided and driven by you. So you have to be very much efficient in a way to see how you can make the process more efficient and lean process, this sort of thing. So it all
Mhm.
depends on the detail. I think the most important thing, if you talk about the warehouse, is the leadership. Leadership is
I
the
see.
most important. Yeah, because there is a difference between the manager and the leader also.
Yeah.
It's yeah. So you have to be a leader in order to run the warehouse, not a manager.
Mhm. Okay, that's perfect. And while we're talking about the management across all the industries, is there like, if in the leadership or with somebody else, have you seen any kind of persistent problem that always showed up consistently? People everyone acknowledges it, but nobody really solve it. It just keeps on happening, and people just kind of let it be. I just The reason why I mentioned on the leadership is because I personally noticed a lot of times that the middle management, the operators would you know basically show the facts, show the issues to the leadership, and because the leadership doesn't feel that pain as much, they just kind of let it be and just work along with the same problem. They never solve it. What did you notice any of those kind of issues?
Actually, the point you are referring is basically a leadership failure. The point you are referring is basically a leadership failure because what I mentioned before that you have to be a leader, not a manager, to run a warehouse. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what the leader does, he goes to every person, where it would be operator or the assistant manager or the loader. So he has to make the segregation of the products because all of these things are being intermixed and they have to segregate it differently on the different materials and uh, sort them accordingly. Uh, he has to follow the 5S. He has to sort the material, then he has to label the material accordingly, and he has to put the material in an organized way, and there should be there should be a recognition of the material. For example, if a layman comes into the warehouse, then if he sees the material, then he quickly identified it that this is the that chemical, this is that chemical, and this is the dangerous goods, and this is the no, non-dangerous goods, and this is the temperature control product, and this is that chemical, this is that chemical. So he can be able to recognize. So the product segregation is important, the product labeling is important, and the housekeeping of the warehouse, that is also important.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so he has to first follow the 5S to reorganize or re-engineer the warehouse as per the standards, industry GWP standards.
Perfect. That's very good. Yeah, I completely agree with you on that. Okay. Now, last question is kind of like a bigger one. Um,
Okay.
if you were to take yourself back to early in your career, before there was automation, ERP systems, before barcode scanners were a standard, before any kind of digitalization that happened and you've been part of, what did you actually think about automation back then compared to?
And accordingly, you have to manage on those limited resources. So this automation and the systems will allow you to make the system more efficient, and you can work within your resources and within your defined resources. So
Mhm.
this is the basically different. And yes, there is an accuracy. This overall process accuracy increases once you have an automation in a non-automated environment. All the things are being managed by the humans, and there is always a possibility of human error over there, and there's a lots of possibilities of the human error. But if you have a programmed system, then there is a very less error chances over there, and the overall process is usually compliant. So
Mhm.
yes, there is a different, but again, now you have to manage the large volumes. Before you don't have those volumes, and now you have to be more accurate. Now you have a very more challenging environment, and now you have a very limited resources. Before that, you have the lots of resources. So these are the things. These are the differences. But
Mhm.
but definitely, like the SAP systems and the Oracle ERPs, they usually change a lot in terms of quality, and you can say they reduce the errors, the reduction in the errors, and make the process more efficient, more compliant. And now the quality of the product, yes, also increases because of these things.
Mhm.
So in a very limited resources, how to manage it is also been defined by the automated systems and new technologies.
Mhm.
Yes.
That was great. Okay, that was awesome. That was really a very good breakdown. Appreciate that. So this was great. I got all the questions that I had. Thank you for answering them. I really appreciate your input. Um, that cross industry view is not something a lot of people in our network have. So thank you for coming along. Before I let you go, is there anything maybe I didn't get to that you think is worth saying? Maybe something you wanted to share, with your peers, maybe supply chain, materials management, anything at all?
Actually, what I would like to say that